Hey connectors, I'm back finally. So as promised, I said I was gonna make a video for the quinoa patties that I made and posted. So here it is. Right now I'm just gonna basically go over all of the ingredients that you're gonna need. 1.5 cups of the quinoa. You will need 3 cups of water, but when I made them last time, I felt like it needed a little more flavor, so I'm actually going to use 3 cups of this. I went with low sodium chicken broth. You can use water or chicken broth. Shredded carrots. I just bought it in the bag so I didn't have to shred it myself. Zucchinis. Onion. Garlic cloves. You'll use about two garlic cloves, but I'm actually going to be lazy tonight. I'm going to use minced garlic instead. About 1/4 of this bunch of the parsley. So you'll use about 1/4 of that. You'll also need 4 eggs, salt, pepper. I will be substituting olive oil for just this spray olive oil. And so you're going to need obviously a measuring cup to measure your water or chicken broth. You'll need this strainer to rinse and wash your quinoa. And you'll need this teaspoon for the salt and pepper. You also need air fryer. Now you can actually pan fry these. I'm choosing to do air frying so I can not go the oil route and make it less points. Okay guys, so we're going to start out by adding 1.5 cups of quinoa into your strainer. I just put the pot underneath, but I'm gonna go ahead and walk it over to the sink and keep rinsing this quinoa until the water runs pretty clear. Okay, so now that I have my quinoa all rinsed, I'm going to go ahead and just scrape as much as I can out of here now into the pot. And then I'm going to get my measuring cup and my chicken broth. And I'm going to go ahead and measure out 3 cups. Okay, so I have 3 cups here. Okay, so I'm back over here at the stove and we are going to go ahead and add the 3 cups of chicken broth into the 1.5 cups of quinoa rinsed. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn the fire on to a high. And I'm also going to be adding a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now what we want to do is go ahead and I like to just mix it and get the to clean the spoon off here. But what you're going to do is bring this to a boil, and then you're going to reduce your heat and cover it and simmer for 15 minutes. So while this is cooking, we will go ahead and venture off to the other items. All right, so next we want to get an onion and we're going to finely chop the onion. I prefer personally sweet onion. I'm sure you can use any kind of onion that you prefer. I'm gonna just chop it as small as I can here. Okay guys, so instead of giving you like, oh, use 1 whole onion, 1/2 an onion, blah, 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 because onions are so many different sizes, I never know. I put it in a measuring cup just so you can see. This is actually a 1.5 cup measuring cup. So I have 1.5 cups of finely diced onion, and I use the sweet onion. Okay, so the next step that we are going to do is get our zucchini. Cut off these. So first I'm going to peel the zucchini, and then afterwards we are going to need a grater because we are going to grate them. And another thing I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video is we are going to sacrifice a dish towel. It can be washed, but in order to get all the excess water out of the zucchini, we're going to wring it out with one of these. There's other methods out there if you want to Google it or look on YouTube or something, but this is what I'm going to do. So now I'm going to get the grater, and as you can see there's multiple sides, but I'm going to use the big one here. And I'm just going to start grating. I will come back with the next step because that's where we're going to be getting all the excess water out of these zucchinis because they get very watery, and if you don't get that water out, your patties will not stick together, trust me. Okay, so in the meantime, as I was grating the zucchini, my quinoa just went off the timer. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this, and you're going to use a fork and just fluff it. And it looks perfect. So I'm going to just put the lid on and set it to the side because we don't need it right now. Okay, now that I have all three of my zucchinis grated, I'm going to open the towel. You know what, I'm gonna just put it in here like this. And move the bowl over so you guys can see. I am going to put all the grated zucchini into that towel. So once you have the zucchini in the towel, you're just going to kind of tuck and fold it. And then what I do is I kind of just turn the ends like a Tootsie Roll. And then you're going to just keep squeezing until you get the water out. I'm a little weak today, you guys. I actually had a migraine all day today, and I thought it went away, but as I'm cooking right now, it feels like it's coming back. But I'm going to finish this since I started. So anyways, I just try and squeeze it as much as I can. Look at all that water coming out. So just continue to do that until you can get it as drained as possible. Okay, so I squeezed and squeezed and squeezed, and just wanted to show you how much water I got out of that. So just keep squeezing until you get all the water out. Okay, so now I'm going to heat up a pan and use some olive oil spray. And I am going to saute my 1.5 cups of onion for about 3 to 4 minutes. So now I'm adding in 2 cloves of the minced garlic, which is 1 teaspoon. Mix that up. Then I'm going to add in the zucchini that I have all wrung out here, and your shredded carrots. And this bag here is, let me see, 8 ounces. I will not use the whole bag. I would say 1/3 of the bag. Again, they're veggies, they're 0 points, so you can add more or less to your liking. And now we're just going to cook this down for about 7 to 8 minutes. You're going to get a large bowl, dump your quinoa in there, dump all your veggies that you just sauteed in there. You're going to do another 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and then you're going to add your parsley, which it's really up to you. You see, I just did like a handful right now. And then what you want to do is take your 4 eggs and beat them, and then you're going to pour this over. But actually, I'm going to mix this first. I like it to be already kind of mixed. And then I'm going to add the 4 eggs. And this is what's going to hold the patties together. And you want to mix that. Okay guys, so we have our mixture here, and you know what? I'm actually going to say it still seems a little moist. This is how I had it last time and I made it work, but I think you should cut it down to, try 2 eggs at first, then add a 3rd. But You want it to be more solid, and mine's a little moist. I thought last time it was because of the excess water in the zucchini, but I think it's the eggs. So go ahead and try 2 eggs and then 3 eggs if needed. But I think by cutting the eggs down, it'll make it a little more solid. So I had a little bit of technical difficulties, but what I decided to do was to put my mixture into a strainer and get as much of the moisture out that I could. As I mentioned, I think 4 eggs is too much. So now you can see it's a little more dry. It's not as wet. So let's go ahead and begin again. So what I do is I take my 1/2 cup measuring cup here, and what I do is I just drop it in my hand like so. And it already kind of comes out into a patty shape. So I'm just gonna push it down just a little bit. And you need to have a towel handy, which I don't, paper towel. Just something to keep your hand, to wipe your hand off. And I'm going to use the olive oil spray and just spray that side. Drop it into the air fryer pan. And I'm going to spray the top. And I'm going to repeat this times 4 because that's all mine can hold. Okay, so you can see that I went ahead and put 4 patties in there, and I'm going to go ahead and put these in. By the way, I am using the New Wave air fryer, and I will be putting it on 370, and I'm going to start with 10 minutes. And once that's done, I will flip them over and add additional minutes to get the other side evenly as crispy. Also, I did want to mention that draining some of that extra moisture out of this mixture worked way better. So don't do what I did and add 4 eggs. I would say start with 2 eggs, and if it doesn't look like it's at a good consistency, then you can add a 3rd egg. But again, you just don't want it too moist because then they're hard to form patties. Pulling this out, you can kind of see they're definitely crispy on top. I'm going to flip them over now and cook them for an additional, I'll probably start with 5 minutes and then go from there. Okay guys, so I just took out the first batch of the quinoa patties and I cooked them at 370 in the air fryer. I did cook them at 10 minutes on the first side, flipped them over, and did an additional 5 minutes. I feel at this point they're crispy enough. You can see I can pick them up. So every air fryer is different, so you're gonna have to just kind of use your own judgment. But start out maybe with 10 minutes, flip them over, and then I like to go in smaller increments so you're not gonna burn them. And yeah, I hope you enjoy them. I really love these. So look at that. They look amazing. Hey everyone, so this is the final result. As long as you can come up with 11 to 12 patties, they will be 2 smart points per patty. And if for some reason you only get like 10, it does then go up to 3 points. So you want to try and get at least 11 to 12 patties. Last time I made it, I got a dozen. This time I only got 11. I'm thinking if you use the 1/2 cup more accurately, I kind of was just plopping it in there. I think you could get 12 because I do have some that are a little thicker than others. So I hope you enjoy the recipe, and if you like it, post pictures, tag me, and I will post this on my YouTube channel, which is Inked on WW, and I will also hashtag it with Ink Not Mink recipes. All right, I hope everybody enjoyed this, and I will see you guys soon.